Basket 2, we do have an announcement off the top. The co-main event between Brian Ortega and Diego Lopez will now be contested as a lightweight fight, 156 pounds, the divisional limit. All right, with that, we will get to our first athlete in the women's strawweight division, the number 14 ranked contender, Michelle Waterson-Gomez.
Good, so how are you?
Good to see you again.
You too?
Hey, let's talk here, okay? 115.
115, the official weight for Michelle Waterson-Gomez. All right, next fighter to the stage, competing in a featherweight prelim, Andre Feely.
How you doing, Andre?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Good to see you again.
You as well.
Be real still here, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, easy.
I look huge.
Camera's over here, buddy. 145 and a half.
145 and a half, the official weight for Andre Feely. All right, next athlete to weigh in this morning, competing in the flyweight division, Ray Suruya.
How you doing, Ray? Good to see you. You're real still, all right? $125 and a half.
125 and a half, the official weight for Ray Suruya. All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the co-main event live on pay-per-view, the number 14 ranked featherweight contender competing at lightweight here Saturday night, Diego Lopez.
How you doing, Diego? Good to see you back. Good to see you, sir. You're real still, all right? $155.
155, the official weight for Diego Lopez. All right, moving along now to the women's bantamweight division, competing live on pay-per-view, the number 7 ranked contender, Macy Chasson.
Hey, Macy, how you doing? Good to see you again. You're real still. You good? 135 and a half.
135 and a half, the official weight for Macy Chasson. All right, next up, prelim in the bantamweight division as we welcome Vinicius Oliveira.
Vinicius, how you doing?
Great, man.
Good to see you. You're real still. 136.
136, the official weight for Vinicius Oliveira. All right, next up, we get to one half of the featured prelim live on ESPN in the middleweight division, Joe Pyfer.
How you doing, Joe? Good to see you again, man. Take your shoes off. $185 and a half.
185 and a half for Joe Pyfer. All right, next up, a man charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card, the number 14 ranked UFC welterweight contender, Michael Venom Page.
Venom, good to see you, man.
Doing so?
How you been?
Yeah, good, good.
You look in shape. Real stiff, yeah, 'cause you're right. Yeah, good job. 171.
171, the official weight for MVP, Michael Venom Page.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
All right, now we get to the other half of the featured prelim in the middleweight division, Marc-Andre Barriault.
Marc-Andre, good to see you again, man. How you been?
Great.
Real still. You gotta use it. 185.
185 for power bar, Marc-Andre Barriault. All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a featherweight prelim, Charles Air Jourdain.
How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
Likewise.
Real still, right? 146.
146, the official weight for Charles Jourdain. All right, next man up competing in a prelim in the flyweight division, Carlos Hernandez.
How you doing, Carlos? Good to see you. Be real still, all right? $125.
125 for Carlos Hernandez. All right, next fighter to the stage competing in the heavyweight division. Please welcome Martin Buday.
How you doing, Martin? Good to see you again. You're real still up there, all right? Good weight. 264 and a half.
264 and a half, the official weight for Martin Buday. All right, next fighter to the stage, competing live on pay-per-view in the light heavyweight division. He is the number 10 ranked middleweight contender, Roman Dolidze.
How you doing, Roman? Good to see you again.
Yeah, a little bit heavier now.
Yeah, be real still. Yeah. Yeah, you got it easy. 205.
205, the official weight for Roman Dolidze. All right, next fighter to weigh in, competing on the pay-per-view main card, the number 3 ranked bantamweight contender, former world title challenger, Maida Bueno Silva.
How you doing, Maida? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're real still. 136.
136, the official weight for Maida Bueno Silva. All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim on ESPN, the number 15 ranked strawweight contender, Jillian Robertson.
Hey, Jillian, good to see you again.
You too.
How you been?
Good.
You're real still, because you're right on the money. 116.
116, the official weight for Jillian Robertson.
Looks like we'll have Giannis next. Giannis will be next.
I see that shabby. Oh, never mind. Feels good to do that, doesn't it? I'm good. Watch. You did your job.
And here we go.
All right, next athlete to weigh in, competing in the bantamweight division, Giannis Skamori.
How you doing, Giannis? Good to see you, man. You're real still, right? 136.
136, the official weight for Giannis Skamori. All right, next fighter to the scale is the man around whom this fight card was built, the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion, Alex Poatan Pereira.
Alex, good to see you again.
Good.
You're real still.
How are you?
Very good. How are you doing?
Good.
Real still, right? A little bit under.
Yeah.
204 and a half.
204 and a half, the official weight for Poatan Alex Pereira.
Chama.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim in the featherweight division, Cub Swanson.
What's going on, Cub? Man, look at all this hair you got today.
How you doing?
Really good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Man, you're right on the money, aren't you? 146.
146, the official weight for Killer Cub, Cub Swanson. All right, next fighter to the scale, the former UFC heavyweight champion, future Hall of Famer, the Pitbull, Andrei Arlovsky.
Andre, good to see you again, man.
Morning.
How you doing?
Very good.
You're real still. 245.
245, the official weight for Andrei Arlovsky.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the co-main event live on pay-per-view, the number 3 ranked featherweight contender fighting in the lightweight division here Saturday night, Brian T-City Ortega.
How you doing, brother? Good to see you again. You're real still, right? 155.
155, the official weight for Brian Ortega. All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, competing in a prelim live on ESPN in the bantamweight division, Ricky Simone.
Yeah, Ricky.
Good, good.
You're real still, okay? Right in the middle. There it is. 136.
136, the official weight for Ricky Simone. All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, competing in the featherweight division, Jean Silva.
How you doing, Sean? Good to see you again, man.
Thanks.
You okay? Yeah, let's do it again. $147 and a half.
147 and a half, the official weight for Jean Silva. That is a pound and a half over the featherweight limit. With kicking off the pay-per-view main card at UFC 303, the number 7 ranked welterweight contender, still undefeated, Ian Machado Gary.
How you doing, Ian? Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you too.
You're real still up there.
Yes, sir. I'll let it stop. What's this? It's not a magnet. Oh. Someone dropping lead.
$170.
170, the official weight for Ian Machado Gary.
Thank you, guys.
All right, next athlete to the scale, competing in the bantamweight division live on ESPN, Peyton Talbot.
How you doing, Peyton?
You know.
Be real still when you get up here. 135 and a half.
135 and a half, the official weight for Peyton Talbot. All right, next fighter to weigh in, the other gentleman around whom this fight card was built, the #1 light heavyweight contender and former undisputed UFC champion, Yuri Prochazka.
How you doing, Yuri? Good to see you, man. Real still. Real still. 204 and a half.
204 and a half, the official weight for Yuri Prochazka. And with that, your UFC 303 championship main event is now official.
Good job, Yuri. Good luck.
All right, our final athlete to weigh in this morning, competing live on pay-per-view in the light heavyweight division, the #10 ranked contender and former world title challenger, Anthony Lionheart Smith.
How you doing, Anthony? Good, sir. How are you? Good to see you, man. You too. You're real still up here, folks. I'm in a good way. Man, you're a tiny bit over this. Yeah, with the box, you're gonna be good. Okay. Get the box. Okay. You need the box. He's a tiny bit over. Yeah, you should be fine. That's right.
What? No, no, no. Oh, yeah, pick them up. When you get on the scale, put your hands on your shoulder. Got it?
Yeah, he's barely over. He should be over.
When you're ready,
Good stuff, man. So, all right, and you're good. 206.
206, the official weight for Anthony Lionheart Smith. All right, thank you all for coming out. We'll see you for the ceremonials later today. One more sleep. One quick announcement for you folks. The featherweight tilt between Charles Jourdain and John Silva is a go. Despite the Silva weight miss, Silva forfeits 20% of his purse.